Okay, so I get a lot of questions. How is Salestools different from the rest of the market? And I want to guide you through our sales deck here so you get a sense of what we're doing, what we're solving for you, and how you can get started today using the future AI operating system for sales, which at the first instance is AI agents with data intelligence, and we're going to dive into that right now. So if you look at the world, how rapidly it's changing right now, you can see Klarna stops using Salesforce. Companies, they learn that they can produce up to 90% more per human individual in a company using AI. And obviously sales and marketing is one of the first areas that is ripe for disruption. And the question is, can you afford to stay behind? Now, if you think about how our go-to-market and sales teams operating today, let me show you right now. So if you look at the old way here, the SDRs, you will have a 2-to-1 ratio for AEs. That is the old model. It's inefficient, it's costly, it's really hard to manage, and it was great until right now. The way you're going to operate from today is you're going to find a go-to-market person, AI SDR manager. I call them go-to-market managers. It's a more likely title for the people searching for that job. They will have the managing, either in Copilot, where you can run the AI SDR model to review everything, and they're responsible for all communication, reply handling, outbound, and manage and optimize. That individual will then manage on behalf of every AE who has an AI agent attached to them that runs follow-ups, greenfield opportunities, taking into account visitors you track with Salestools people level identification, which we have done since 2018 and pioneered that market, data science, personalization, prompt engineering. You can do everything within the platform. You can also go full autopilot, and then that individual will then manage the team. So you see a drastic reduction in SDRs, and you see you hire the best ones to become AEs, the job they aspire to. So it's a win-win for everyone. Now, email used to be a productive channel. You hit send and you got sales. Well, challenge number one, spam folders got smart. People are using the same templates, they're doing some spin syntax, trying to break the hashing from Google and Microsoft. The problem is, it's all about the buyer these days. We're in 2024, leaning into 2025. If you're not doing it right, you're gonna hit that spam folder over and over again. I don't trust any agencies. They don't get it right. This is why you need an AI sales agent. Only a few of them do a great job. Now, everyone is sending cold emails, and as I mentioned, they use the same templates. That's a root cause of this. Number two, human with scaling, they make mistakes. They put individuals into a targeted campaign. They search and zoom in for Apollo, LinkedIn. The problem is that data doesn't hit an LLM model to verify if the persona is the right and the company is the right fit. Data get mixed up. You're reaching the few emails, a few LinkedIn requests you can do to the wrong target. In average, 1/3 of your list is not the right people. So imagine email and AI agents that are intelligent in real time. And we do that with our data layer. We are being able to adaptively change future messaging based on visit on your website, based on intent signals in the market, to actually talk about the pain points your prospect have in the follow-ups. While if you use Salesloft, Limblist, Outreach, you set a campaign, you personalize the first step. When you hit send, it's like goodbye, fingers crossed, we hope for the best. That doesn't happen at Salestools. We run on adaptive intelligence and other technology we pioneered. Now, you might be in this scenario here. Your sales is running based on the following functions. You do targeting. That's technographics, like who's using which technologies. It's firmographics, lookalike companies, visitor identification, intent data. Then you go into prospecting after your targeting. You find the right leads, the right companies, the personas you prospect. Then you add some intelligence, which is the data you combined already, plus third-party data to personalize and start the outreach and then the engagement follow-on to reach out. Now, that is how companies do it manually in a clustered way today. And that's just unsatisfied in this clustered way. See, you can use legacy providers, you got to figure out how to train your team to use them, and you got to set everything up, and it just doesn't cut it right now. You get outdated intelligence that is not on a network effect the way it's supposed to do, and bring real intelligence that can bring the right prospect in front of you to actually buy from you. And then the outreach model is changing rapidly. It's all about the buyer right now and the data. So data becomes very complex, and this is where AI sales agents are performing better than humans. So Salestools, I'm welcoming you right now to our universe. We are a single platform to run your go-to-market activities that you never outgrow. Now, your current challenges might be low productivity and high turnover in SDR teams. I see that across the line. We benchmarked 1,000 VP of sales on the data, and that was a common problem for each one of them. Now, you have a low reply rate and a lot of repetitive tasks due to personalization. It takes time. Yeah, you can build a table, you can run some AI, but it's not cutting it because the intelligence and the manual process take time. And then you have an inconsistent follow-up flow that doesn't cut it. So your current challenge, obviously, the SDR teams face high turnover and low productivity. AI sales agent and SDRs can replace that one-to-one and outperform based on better depth in data, better reply handling, and so on and so forth. Lack of personalization again, we take in all the signals, run the companies in real time. We have over 4 terabytes of data on companies, and we run LLM models to improve that data. So very soon you're going to be able to prospect, instead of saying company range 51 to 200 employees, this industry cybersecurity, why not being able to flip it over and say, I'm going to prospect companies where the end buyer is an accountant. The average contract value is over $20,000, and so on and so forth. Now you get a niche market, spamming the market, you are doing the right volumes, you're talking to buyers where you can have a compelling case that will buy from you. This is the benefit of the data layer in Salestools. Now, inconsistent follow-ups, SDRs, they miss it. They don't train the data, they don't verify the data. So maybe this prospect came to your website. They looked at product A and B. That could be, in our case, visitor intelligence and the AI SDR. Now, if you had a follow-up email talking about LinkedIn, they will hit and miss the mark. We're going to talk about exactly in our follow-up procedure what they cared about, because we know by the data graph this is where the pain are. Now, if you compare it apples to bananas, and human SDR on the left side costs about $6,000 in the US in base salary plus commission plus $300 to $500 in software tools, while an AI SDR can replace them at $500 to $2,000 depending on the completed task and volume. A typical SDR can do 50 personalizations a day, and that takes a whole day. An AI SDR will do that, but it does in minutes and use the intelligence layer and then spread it out over the day based on the time zone and availability of that person. It has more intelligence to base it on. Now, what does it cost? $5 per activity for a human, 30 cents for an AI agent. Now, a human can forget to follow up, an AI agent wouldn't. They can have a bad day, an AI agent doesn't have emotion in that sense. Activity goals will be missed, and the AI agent will always reach them until you run out of leads, so to say. It takes time to ramp up an SDR. An AI agent takes 24 hours, you're up and running. And essentially, you can roll one up in an hour, and then you're running. You go to market manager, will be able to manage that once we onboard them. An AI SDR is not afraid of objections. It doesn't have a bad day. Humans, we do have that. And our research shows if there are 2 objections, it's hard or it's a little bit on the no side, 90% of SDRs doesn't even reply. But the research shows the 10% that does reply, we train our model on 24.5 million replies in emails and 18 million LinkedIn messages. It's clear and consistent and concise that those 10% that did reply had a 90% booking rate. So imagine how much money at the table are left on the human side. Now, if we go into how the platform works, well, we are coming up with the direct path. So if you add 20 AI agents on behalf of your AE team inside Salestools, and you prospect a group of companies, if John over here, my colleague, is connected to the prospect or had email communication with the prospect, John will automatically be routed to reach out because they have a human established relation. While if nobody has it, well, then it's a fair game, but we use that direct path to secure your team's network is connecting to the right person to open that opportunity. Now, we also do waterfall personalization, but unlike any other product in the market, we're customer obsessed. We want to give you the ability to change the prompts here on the right, to have the full flexibility to create your outbound flow so it fits your tone of voice, the way you personalize an organization. We just show the best practices. And then you set a personalization waterfall where we go to the LinkedIn post, the company blog post, if they're hiring for, in our case, SDRs. Those are signals that we can use to personalize in the waterfall to the scenario. It's absolutely brilliant, and this is really, really easy to set up, but the engine behind use thousands of data points. Now, visitor tracking, we identify the person coming to your website. You can build an AI agent that then goes out and say, hey, we know this person from Dell Computers and Marketing came, but we also often know maybe there's somebody doing research, so we let Salestools find 5 similar profiles based on our personas we sell to, reach out to the visitor, but also 5 or 10 people within the company to open the door after the visit if they're not a customer and fit your ICP. It's fully automated, personalized, and go through the same flow we just discussed. This is another use case you can do with inside Salestools. Now, you can click and watch a product demo. I will drop the link below. Integrations, we integrate with your entire ecosystem, so everything from Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, Pipedrive, HubSpot, you name it. If you don't have it here, there's Zapier integration. So we have the best product out there, like Exact Visitor for visitor tracking, but also whatever system of record you might use. Now, if you look at companies that actually use Salestools, well, the numbers speak for themselves. So I thank you for watching this. I hope you will love to learn more. I'm here to answer any questions you have. Just jump on our chat, send us an email, send us a LinkedIn message. We're here to help you drive consistent growth and help your AEs to become a meeting closing machine. Thank you.